Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at our Titan Chain heavy duty square alloy tire chain right here on our 2022 Ram 3500. So you have your truck and you're ready to go through all of those extreme conditions. So if you have snow, if you have ice, what we also might need are tire chains like these. So these are heavy duty tire chains. They're gonna provide you a lot of traction in snow, a lot of traction in ice. They're also big, bulky tire chains. So if that's something you're gonna need, if you're going off the road and there's gonna be a lot of snow and a lot of ice there, you might wanna consider these. If it's not gonna be as much and you're just driving down the highway, we also have other options here. But I'm gonna guide you through the process of installing these on your truck without having to drive over them. But first, we'll focus on the different features of the tire chain itself, and I'll explain what they're for. So this is gonna be a ladder style chain. That's the traditional style of chain where they're shaped in a ladder pattern that goes across your tires. So as you're driving around, it's gonna have less coverage compared to a diamond pattern chain, but this style usually has your heavier duty chain styles. The links themselves are shaped as squares. So the squares mean that each side will be providing traction. So compared to twist links or even V-bar links, this is kind of the middle of the road where you have that traction, but you still have a relatively smooth ride. So you have your big heavy duty square links, but why are they a different color? That's because these are made of a manganese nickel alloy. So the focus of that alloy is corrosion resistance. So if you want these chains lasting longer, you want to make sure you get a corrosion resistant tire chain because then you can use them for multiple seasons. Another thing about these tire chains is that they have cam tighteners or cam tensioners. I always recommend putting on rubber tensioners on your tires though, because those will adjust it as you drive around. But this will also add extra tension, making it easier to tighten down the first time. So if you're stranded by the road and you don't want to be playing around with your different tensions, this is going to be helpful with that. Definitely compared to others of this style, since this is going to be a loose fit on your tire, it's kind of on the large side, these cams are very helpful. So I have these on the tire size 275, 70 R18. If you're not sure what tire size your truck has, you can find it printed right here on the sidewall. You can also use our etrailer.com fit guide where you just input your tire size and you get all the options for tire chains for those. So make sure to check that out so you get the right fit for you. I also have these installed on the rear tires of our truck, which is pretty normal for most of your Ram trucks, but of course make sure to double check your owner's manual before you put your tire chains on, just to make sure you have the right chains for the right tires. Also, if you're in an area that requires you have tire chains, these are going to be helpful because then you can keep it inside of your vehicle. So let's take a look at the bag it comes in. So this is the canvas bag that your tire chains arrive in. You also have this plastic liner on the inside, as well as this cam tightening tool, which I'll show you how to use later. Now, the canvas bag itself is actually pretty heavy duty compared to some other canvas bags I've seen tire chains come in. Still not as heavy duty as the soft shell or even hard shell that our premium tire chains arrive in. But if you want to reuse your tire chains, after you take them off, you just put them back right inside of this plastic bag, inside the canvas bag, and then you can use a rubber band or a cable tie to tighten that back down for reuse. This allows you to carry this inside of your vehicle. You also have instructions printed on the back in case you forget how to do this. Now, the way I do it is a lot easier, I think, than driving over them, so make sure to stay tuned for that install process. Among the things not included with this kit though is going to be the gloves I'm wearing, as well as this tensioner. So I highly recommend adding these on to your tire chain repertoire, just because it's going to make it so much easier to tighten things down and to use this tire chain. This rubber tensioner is going to adjust your tire chain as you drive around, making sure you have constant tension on the road. Another thing we have here at eTrailer is the tire chain safety install kit. So that's going to include a rubber mat as well as lights, just to keep you safe on the road as you install your tire chains. So this is what your tire chain should look like before you hit the road. Before we lead into install, I'd like to say that my personal thoughts about this tire chain is that if you are focused on heavy duty and traction, this is what you would go with. You got excellent stopping power in snow, you got excellent traction in ice. Now, if you're not planning on having that much extreme weather or being in a place that has that extreme weather conditions, this might be overkill for you. But we have our different pros, we have our different cons when it comes to different types of tire chains. So just make sure to check out the videos right here at etrailer.com to help you decide what's the right tire chain for your journey. Now, let's take a look at how I put this together. So what I recommend doing is once you get your tire chains, just lay them out on your garage floor. Just double check that everything looks good. This is also your chance just to get familiar with your tire chains so that you know how to put them on before you're stranded on the side of the road. But with everything laid out, everything looks good. None of our links are warped or cracked or missing. Another thing to look out for is just to make sure that your hook is facing up and away from your tire. Now the flat portion of the hook should be the one sitting on your tire. Another thing that I do is that I have the large hook over here towards my right and then the cams towards the front. So once you have your tire chain set up like that, you're ready to put them on your tire. Grab them by the middle and put them on. So once you have everything centered over your tire, just like that, what you're now gonna do is connect the ends. So I like to start at the back, so let's go behind the tire. So here we have our long chain on this side, and then we have our hook on the other side. Since this is gonna be a larger fit, I'm gonna go and tighten it down at the furthest link away, and then go back to the front. Then over here from the front, ideally you'd get it to the furthest link, but we also have cams to tighten it down, and it's gonna take a little bit of muscle to take it on that link. So I'm gonna put it over here, second from the farthest link. Feed your large hook through, and then bring it back forward. Then you're gonna have a safety loop right over here that's gonna secure your hook. So we still have a loose fit even though I used the furthest chains away. So we're gonna try to tighten it down with these cams. So we have this included tool. This fits right into your cam. Then you're just gonna rotate it clockwise, and that creates more tension. And with all three cams tightened down, we now have a much better fit. And I would just recommend securing these away with a tie if you don't want them dragging on the ground. You're gonna have some excess chain on each side. But after that, do the exact same thing on the other tire, and then you're ready to go. And that was a look here at our Titan Chain Heavy Duty Square Link Alloy Snow Tire Chain right here on our 2022 Ram 3500.